Let's do it. The new movement, DJ Drewski. I'm here, of course, and our special guest, Prince Lawrence, is pulled up.
Drewski, what's poppin', man? Roll you one, only one, chose one. Big BX in the motherfucking building.
Big BX in the building,
curse,
and he's here
curse,
with his.
right?
What was that?
Curse?
You can curse.
Oh,
It's
wow.
your show. It's your show today, Lawrence. You got your Hoochie Daddy shorts on. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, man. Hoochie Daddy is 90 out.
You got a couple records out that we're gonna talk about. Shout out to our guy E Styles.
Shout out to my man DJ E Style. Shout out to Heavy Hitters, man. Shout out to Whole Hot 97.
Before we even talk about the new music, you say, yo, you remember playing my record? When did I play Ammo?
Yeah, I got a record called Ammo. Drewski Dad played that 2019.
2019.
Yeah,
So like 3 years ago.
3 years.
From then to now, as an artist, when you go and listen to the older records, do you feel like, yo, in 3 years I've grown a lot as an artist?
I do, and the crazy thing about it is that a lot of people still, the music is still new to a lot of people. So
Of
when
course.
people hear Ammo, it's like, yo, bro, I ain't gonna lie, you got some heat.
Mm.
Like, yo, the Ammo is my song, and I'm like, Ammo is your song, bro. I dropped that 3 years ago, like, you know what I'm saying? So I don't, but I like different music for different people, different audiences. You know what I'm saying? So, but yeah, I definitely feel like I've grown heavy
Because that record is a lot different from Put It On You,
Mm-hmm.
right? It's a whole different type of vibe.
That's my superpower.
Mm.
You know what I'm saying? Like,
Talk about it.
like, so boom, the whole sing and then you can rap and everything. Like, it's starting to become like kind of big. You know what I'm saying, in the game. But see, the difference is the Jamaican and Dominican in me. You know what I'm saying? So it's like I'm really Jamaican. I really got family out there. I really
Right.
have a name out there. Then I'm really Dominican. Like, I really go out there. You know what I'm saying, to DR. I really have family. So when I get to that chance to really showcase all those different types of valuable assets, it's over, bro.
So do we have some Dembo records in the stash?
Dembo records in the works.
Okay.
But
So
it's
you've been
not just
working on
Dembo, I dance bachata, I dance salsa. So
Right.
like, I want to do those type of records too. You know what I'm saying? Yeah.
So as an artist, you're not scared to tap into that
Nah.
world, because that's a whole different world, a whole different bag, a whole different culture. And a lot of times artists, especially when they making, say, hip hop records, they like scared to cross over and try that. But you get artists, shout out to like Cardi B, who is the super ratchet Bronx girl, but now could jump on Latin records and still be herself, and they go #1, which is
Yeah.
crazy.
And exactly. So it's like knowing that I'm gonna have, like, I have a song out with Dre Island right now. Dre Island is a Jamaican artist.
Okay.
Shout out to Dre Island too. It's called Best Life. Out everywhere too on all platforms. But
Is that your record or your feature?
that's his
on it?
record. It's
Okay.
actually the last song on his album. Yeah, he got features with like Skilly Bang on the album as well.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Shout out to Skilly Bang too. But yeah, so like that's a Jamaican record. You could see how I could, kind of cross over there. And then I haven't put out no Spanish records. I have a record, it's a feature with my man Bakim. Shout out Bakim. Called Back in the Day, where I had said a couple lines where it's like with a couple Spanish lines.
Spanglish type
Spanglish
vibes.
lines, you know what I mean? Spanglish type vibe. So, I gave them a little bit of that, but just to show them that the diversity is there. You know what I'm saying? Like, people say it, but you got to really show it. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
And not be afraid to use it, because I actually had a show. I had opened up for Asian Doll last year in September. And something had messed up in the wire and with the, like, some technical difficulties.
Okay.
And I just said, you know what, like, fuck it, like, I'ma just
Freestyle
real quick. But before I freestyled, I was talking, and I started talking in patois. I
Mm.
was like, yo,
They wasn't expecting it.
Yeah, like, you know what I'm saying? And they started going wild, and I'm like, oh, okay, gotta embrace this more.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like, so, I feel like it's a huge asset.
That's part of growing. Like, even performances like that, like not even realizing, like, oh, I could jump into this little bag real quick and do this and get a reaction.
Even freestyling, because, like, even doing it a cappella on stage, it's like, hold on. I didn't even notice that.
Right.
Like, I didn't even know he had that in the bag. He just looked like he gonna rap, or he looked like he came out to sing, until I switch it, and it's like, hold on. You know what I mean? So,
Growing up in the Bronx, being Dominican, being Jamaican, what was the music around you? Like, as a young Prince Lawrence, what were you listening to? What was playing in the crib? Because that's two different cultures in a sense.
yeah. So, how can I say it? In the crib, shout out to my step pops too, cause he been there since I was very young, bro. I was probably like 4 or 5, and I can never take that away. You know what I'm saying? So my household is fully Jamaican. You know what I mean? So I hear a lot of Jamaican music, but then I'm the hip hop head, so I play the Wayne and I play all the new hip hop that's coming out and the R&B that's coming out. But my mom is highly tapped into R&B too, so I heard a lot of that. But going out, a lot of my friends is Spanish. You know what I'm saying? They Puerto Rican, they Dominican. So when we go to the clubs, and a lot of the clubs out
especially
here,
especially in the Bronx.
In the Bronx, you got the Heights, you got Dykeman.
Right.
You're gonna hear a lot of Spanish music. You get used to it. Your head start knocking. Toco, toco, to, toco, toco, to. You don't know what they saying, but you know what I mean?
It just sound good.
It just sound good.
And the way the women are
and
moving,
feel good.
Amazing.
Yeah.
So then at what point were you like, yo, I'm going to start making music? Like, how old were you at that? Was it high school? Was it elementary school?
Drewski, music been in me since I was in the womb. Like, I have an uncle, Scantana the man with the most grandma. He's in Jamaica.
Fire.
You know what I mean? And he used to rap to my mom's stomach while I was in the womb and put headphones to it, play it off the cassette.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? I'm dancing inside. You know what I'm saying? But I'm saying, like, coming out now, 3 years old, I used to steal DMX CDs from my mom trying to find it, and she used to never want to play it because it has a lot of curses.
Of course.
Fast forward now, 10 years old, I wrote my first song, called Forever. Recorded it in Florida because my family had some connects out there with a studio. So I went out there, chilled with family, recorded. Then like 14, 15 is when I was already performing in middle school. You know what I'm saying? For like talent shows or whatever. And then high school, that's when I started to say, all right, I really want to take it serious. Find a studio out in New York. Then get them little shows, you know.
Right.
And just start building a fan base. And just never stop.
But at what point would you say you took it seriously where you actually put music out? Where like, yo, go listen to my music, right? Because people make music.
Yeah.
And then they like scared to tell people they make music, right? Or they don't promote it. Then you got artists like probably you were your first record, you promoting it. Like, yo, go listen to my.
I think my first record I put out was probably like 2015, 2016. So I think I was probably like 16, 17. That's when I put out like my first record, or 15, my first record. And then I had stuff older than that too, but I only put it out on YouTube. I didn't know about DSPs.
Right.
So about 14, 15, I started really taking it serious because I was good in basketball. I was in high school at O'Hallows for a basketball scholarship. Then I was like, you know, there's probably 1,000 people that's 6'2" that could do everything I could do.
Of course.
You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm nice, but they could do that too. So then it was like, I'm gonna really just take music serious, really started paying for the studio. That's like, as I started paying for videos, you know, $300 when you first start out. That's when you started taking it serious. I'm putting music out.
Investing. Now I'm investing in myself.
And then I realized, like, you know, nobody's gonna really give you anything, so I had to really finish the school and try to get the bag on my own to try and, you know what I'm saying, to really get myself to this point.
But I feel like those moments, like everything we're talking about now, when you are considered successful, those are the moments you look back and like, yo, those were the fun times, right?
Yeah.
Like, yo, all the struggling and the hustling and doing shows that you don't even want to be at, that starts to become like the fun times, like the stuff that you like, yo, I actually enjoyed it. I didn't even realize that at the time, but now I enjoyed it. But fast forward to today, what would you say so far in your career has been some of them highlights that you enjoyed or were surprised about? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I'm sure hearing yourself on the radio for the first time is a big deal, right? Those are one of the moments like that. That's what I'm talking about. Like, because a lot of artists don't celebrate those times because they feel like, yo, I got so much more to do. I got to get a Grammy. I got to get a bit. So they're not celebrating the small accomplishments. So far in your career, what would you say has been, besides the radio, other little things that really stood out? Like,
besides the radio, I think one thing that I was really, really proud of, and I actually got a chance to, because I have good friends, and they pulled me to the side and said, yo, look at what you did.
Right. You need people like that, by the way.
Right. You know what I mean? So I threw a show, I think when I was like 19 or 20, like 21. And it was packed.
Your own show.
And my own show.
Promoted
I put
it yourself.
all my money into it, like my entire everything.
Right.
You know what I mean? I think it was me and one more person, my man Vic. But we put the money up together, got all the artists out and everything, and it really was packed. And I'm like, yo, I took a step back. I didn't get to perform to my fullest extent because I was doing all the running around. So by the time I got on stage, I was tired. But I learned from it. You know what I mean? Like, now I know you need a team.
Right.
So I have a team. You know what I mean? So now we have somebody that's gonna, for example, have logistics and say, yo, listen, this person is gonna handle ticket sales, this person is gonna handle the venue, this person is gonna handle the posting for the show,
Right.
marketing. You know what I mean? So having that and having the experience. But like you said, the answer to your question was yes. That show,
Was
it
one
was
of
big.
those
It
times
was
where
one
you're
of those
like, oh
times that I
shit, I
got to
really
actually
did
look
this.
back, yeah, and be like, yo, damn, this shit is really packed. I could really do it to a bigger scale, which I'm working on.